Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
If you've seen the movie Being the Ricardos, you saw references in there to the radio show My Favorite Husband. And that's what we're going to hear an episode of today. Lucille Ball, Richard Denning starring as Liz and George Cooper in My Favorite Husband back in January 14th, 1949. And they're trying to get musical. Why?
It's time for My Favorite Husband, starring Lucille Ball.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, it's the new Gay Family series, starring Lucille Ball with Richard Denning. Brought to you by the Jell-O family of desserts.
J-E-L-L. Oh, the big red letters stand for the Jell-O family. Oh, the big red letters stand for the Jell-O family. That's Jell-O.
Yum, yum, yum.
Jell-O puddings.
Yum, yum, yum.
Jell-O tapioca puddings. Yes, sirree.
And now Lucille Ball with Richard Denning as Liz and George Cooper. Two people who live together and like it.
And now, let's look in on the Coopers. It's Saturday morning, and right after breakfast, George went up to the attic to get his decoy ducks so he could spend the day repainting them. Well, 2 hours later, Liz became curious and went up to the attic to see what happened to George and his decoy ducks.
George, what in the world have you been doing up here so long?
Hey, look what I found, Liz. A stack of real old National Geographics. Oh, come over here and look at these old magazines.
No, thanks. They remind me of the dentist's office.
Oh, but they're full of wonderful stuff. Look, it says right here that in South Africa, the female wombat takes on a protective coloring and becomes invisible during the mating season.
No.
No explanation has been found, and it's very frustrating to science.
I'll bet it's more frustrating to the male wombat.
Oh, gee, look at this automobile ad from 20 years ago, Liz.
Oh, let me see. Oh, doesn't that make you sad? New Cadillac, $1,100.
Lend me your handkerchief, Liz.
George, let's answer this ad. It's got a coupon on it.
Oh, don't be silly.
But it's my favorite model, a sport roadster with a rumble seat.
Say, do you remember those roadsters, Liz? With the isinglass curtains?
And the rumble seat.
And how tough it was to put the top up and down.
And the rumble seat.
And those hard tires that took 60 pounds pressure.
And the rumble seat.
Hey, wait a minute. What's with you and the rumble seat?
I was just remembering my college days, George. A couple of fellas drove us to school, and I used to ride back and forth in the rumble seat.
Oh.
I'll never forget my college days. Gee, I sure got a wonderful education.
At college?
No, in the rumble seat. Say, what are you staying up here so long for anyway? Haven't you found those decayed ducks?
That's decoy ducks.
Oh, George, I just remember what happened to them. You know the charity bazaar last fall?
Yeah?
Guess what we used for targets in the shooting gallery?
You mean...
Yes, those little decoys have gone to the great duck pond up yonder.
Oh, well, I needed new ones anyway.
George, we ought to throw away some of this awful trash up here. That old iron junk, for instance.
Junk? That's my muscle-building equipment.
Too bad you never used it.
Thanks a lot. You know that my shoulders are 6 inches broader than they were before we got married?
Yes, I know.
And who can I thank for that?
Your tailor.
Nonsense. I built them up with this barbell.
Then how come when you take your coat off, they go back to their premarital size?
Oh, try and argue with a woman. I built them up by exercises like this. You lift the barbell off the... Can't budge it off the floor.
What happened to you, boy?
No, nothing's happened to me. It's the barbell.
Oh.
You see, when iron stays in a cool, dark place, it becomes heavier.
Oh. I thought that when a muscle stays in a lazy white arm, it becomes flabbier.
Very funny. Now, listen, Liz, if we're going to get rid of anything, we ought to sell that old piano you insist on keeping.
Sell my wonderful old piano? Crazy?
Well, why all the sentiment? You never could play it.
I could, too, and I still can. Listen to this. How was that?
Fine. Now do it without the player piano.
I didn't think you'd notice.
Well, your feet gave you away.
Oh.
That's the only way you ever could play a piano, with your feet.
Oh, is that so? Well, name anything and I'll play it.
All right.
How about Glowworm?
How about the Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto in B-flat minor?
How about Glowworm?
How about the Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto in B-flat minor?
Did I hear someone say Glowworm?
No, you didn't.
All right, I'll play the Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto in B-flat minor.
You mean you really can play it?
Certainly. The Tchaikovsky Piano Concerto in B-flat minor.
I thought so.
Quiet, this is very difficult.
I think the glowworm blew a fuse.
Well, this piano needs tuning, that's all. Oh, shut up. George Cooper, you make me so mad. I'll fix you.
Liz! Put down that barbell.
All right.
Now, come on, Liz. Let's go downstairs.
Oh, no, now you got me mad. I'm going to lick this glowworm if it takes all night. Well, Katie, how do you think the piano looks in the living room?
It looks all right, Mrs. Cooper. I'm just glad that piano tuner's finished. He's been fiddling with it for hours.
He certainly didn't leave it very clean.
Say, that sounds fine. You play real good.
Katie, I'm cleaning the keys.
Oh. Well, if you don't mind my asking, Mrs. Cooper, how come you're taking piano lessons?
Oh, George makes me so mad. I'm just going to show him I'm not as untalented as he thinks. I used to play the piano pretty well.
Haven't you finished cleaning those keys yet?
Katie, this time I'm playing it.
Oh, pardon me.
It's all right. Now that it's tuned, George will see it was the piano that was at fault and not me. Can't even tune a piano. Oh, I wonder what's keeping Professor Krausmeyer.
Krausmeyer?
Yes, I located my old piano teacher. He gave me my first lesson when I was only 5 years old. I hope he realizes I'm grown up now.
Why?
Well, in those days, every time I did something wrong, he put me over his knee and spanked me.
Well, how often did that happen?
I never finished a lesson standing up. I'll let him in, Katie.
All right, Mrs. Cooper.
Why, hello, Professor Krausmeyer.
Little Lizzie. Oh, let me look at you. Ach, you don't look like a little Lizzie anymore. You look like a big Cadillac.
It's the same chassis with a little longer wheelbase.
And all the accessories, too.
Oh, thank you, Professor. Remember how you used to take me over your knee and spank me?
Yeah, and I remember that little song you used to play. Glow, little glowworm, glimmer, glimmer. How is that poor little glowworm?
It's still suffering. Look, I found all my old music books.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Let me look, huh? Oh, 10 little tunes for 10 tiny fingers.
Yes, it comes out even. One tune for each finger.
And here's your old exercise book. Oh, you got 1 gold star on the singing mouse.
Yeah.
You got 2 gold stars on the happy frog.
Uh-huh.
Oh, and here's the glowworm.
What did I get on there?
1 for stonken.
Oh, wait a minute. Here's a little note you wrote.
Uh-huh.
She claims the piano is out of tune. Oh.
A silly excuse you used. Only a child would try a stupid alibi like that.
Oh, here's a good one, the robin.
Oh, you used to be pretty good on that one. Please, go ahead, play it.
All right. Pretty good, huh?
Lizzie, you got 10 fingers, haven't you?
Certainly.
Let me see your hands.
Why?
It sounds like you got 7 on one hand and 3 on the other.
Oh, Professor, you don't think I'm hopeless, do you?
Oh, nobody is hopeless. I can teach anybody to play the piano who possesses only 3 qualifications.
What are they?
A right hand, a left hand, and $5 an hour.
That settles it. Professor, I'm going to take lessons again. I have to learn at least one piece perfectly, or life won't be worth living around here.
Oh, I have the perfect piece for you. It's an old German folk song called Weit unten auf dem Schwanifluss. It goes like this. Weit unten auf dem Schwanifluss.
Oh, I know that song. It's called Way Down Upon the Swanee River.
Ach, they are translating everything these days. Well, if you really want to show it off, you should go on my little radio program, you know. Yeah, Professor Krausmeyer's Talent Scouts. Each week I give a prize. Of course, that's just for my talented boobles.
Oh, well, that lets me out. I'm not a talented booble.
Well, now, if you would take 3 lessons a week, I might consider you talented enough to go on it.
Oh, I see. Mother Nature doesn't give out the talent anymore. You do, huh?
Well, we work hand in hand.
I guess. Tell me, Professor, how talented would I have to be to win this radio contest?
5 lessons a week?
5 lessons at $5. Professor, it's the deal. I'm going to win that contest and impress George if it takes all the talent I have in the bank.
January 14th, 1949, My Favorite Husband on Classic Radio Theater. Classic Radio Theater family, you know our friend Mike Lindell has a passion to help everyone get the best sleep of your life. He didn't stop by just creating the best pillow. He created the best bed sheets ever. They look and feel great, which means an even better night's sleep for me because, you know, I'm working like 67 hours a day. Now, Mike's offering the best deal on his Giza Dreams bed sheets ever. You can get a set of Giza sheets for as low as $29.98. You'll never want to sleep on anything else once you slept on a set of Giza Dream sheets. A special offer for you right now. You can get a set of Giza sheets for as low as $29.98. Call 1-800-928-4715. Use the promo code Wyatt. Or go to mypillow.com, use the promo code Wyatt. It's good on anything on the website. That number again, 1-800-928-4715. Use my promo code Wyatt. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. January 14th, 1949. Lucille Ball, My Favorite Husband.
Oh, Katie, how long can this go on?
I don't know, Mr. Cooper. She's been playing 3 days and hasn't reached the river yet.
When she does, I hope she falls in.
We even got a telegram asking her to stop.
No. Who sent it? The neighbors?
I think it really was, but they signed it, the Friends of Stephen Foster.
Oh, I'd better go in and try to reason with her. Maybe I can bribe her to stop. Liz! Liz! Oh, Liz!
George, please don't sing when I'm playing.
I've been yelling at you for 5 minutes.
Well, I'm sorry, dear. I didn't hear you.
Well, how can you stand to hear the same mistakes over and over all day long?
Oh, I don't listen. I have cotton in my ears.
Look, why don't you stop this whole thing? I take back what I said. You're great. You play very well.
Really?
Honest Injun.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that, George. I was going to give up, but you've given me the strength to continue.
Oh, what's the use? Goodbye.
See you later, dear.
Well, how'd you make out with Turby?
No, she wouldn't listen to me.
She wouldn't?
No, in fact, she won't even listen to herself.
Oh, isn't there anything we can do?
I think I'll go down to see Professor Krausmeyer. I'd better get to Krausmeyer in a hurry. Now there'll be no stopping her. Professor Krausmeyer, I'm Liz Cooper's husband.
Oh, come in, come in. Tell me, has she made it to River?
Yes, today.
Congratulations.
Professor, I came to ask you to make Liz give up the piano. She's about the worst.
Wait! Your hands.
Huh? What about them?
So artistic. When you came in the door, I said, there are the hands of a pianist.
Oh, really? Well, you're wrong, although I did play the violin a little in high school.
When you came in the door, I said, there are the hands of a violinist. I just happen to have this old violin in my studio. Go ahead. Play.
Oh, but I've forgotten everything I ever knew.
Oh, nonsense. True talent never dies.
Well...
Go ahead. Play. Heifetz, move over.
Yeah, I guess it did sound pretty good at that.
Hold it. You don't want to get stale, Yasha.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, my, so much talent in one family. Oh, you will go places.
Oh.
No, I can see it now. George and his magic violin, and Liz and her makes you glad you're not a glowworm music.
Oh, but Professor, I don't have time to take lessons.
Now, look, Mr. Cooper, I'll let you in on a secret. I got a little radio program. Each week I hold a contest. Now, your wife is going to be on it this week. How would you like to be on it and win? On the basis of talent, of course. Say for $50.
It'll be worth it to beat Liz at her own game. It's a deal, Professor.
Will you stop that racket, George? I'm trying to practice.
You stop. I'm trying to practice.
All right. We'll just see who's the stubbornest. Where'd that harmonica music come from?
Me. I'm playing it in self-defense.
Oh, this is all your fault, George.
I'm going to be on that radio contest of Krausmeyer's, too.
You?
Yes. And I wouldn't be surprised if I walked off with the first prize.
I would. What would you like to bet you don't win, George?
Well, make it easy on yourself. But I'll have to warn you, I got my information right from the jockey.
The jockey, huh? Shake hands with the horse. I'll just bet $100, George Cooper.
You've got a bet.
Oh, are you a sucker?
From now on, Liz, I mean business. May the best man win. Shake.
Okay, and don't be surprised if the best man turns out to be a woman.
Liz, what have you done? You've ruined my violin.
All I did was glue the strings together.
All you did?
Well, you were having so much trouble with 4 strings, I thought one big one would be better.
Oh. Oh, for goodness sakes, come to bed, Liz.
Do you mind if I give my hands their nightly beauty care?
Oh, are you going to wear those gloves filled with hand cream to bed again?
Yes, I am. I'm wearing them whether you like it or not.
This is getting serious. January 14th, 1949, Lucille Ball, Richard Denning, My Favorite Husband, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. We'll hear the conclusion following these important messages and another episode of Speed Gibson of the International Secret Police from 1939. Thanks for listening to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Now on Classic Radio Theater, the conclusion of My Favorite Husband, starring Lucille Ball and Richard Denning. January 14th, 1949, Liz is wearing gloves with lotion in them to bed.
Say, these gloves feel funny.
Do they?
I can't get them off. George Cooper, what did you put in these gloves?
Quick-drying cement.
Oh! Well, this isn't going to stop me. I'll play on that program if I have to get a new book called 10 Tiny Tunes for 10 Tiny Toes.
Oh, aren't you dressed yet, Liz? It's almost time to leave for the radio studio.
I just have to put on my dress. I bought it specially for tonight. Why don't you get dressed?
Well, it doesn't take me as long as it takes you. Hey, where is your dress?
Right there on the... It's gone. George Cooper, what'd you do with my dress?
Nothing. Oh, it's too bad, Liz. You wouldn't wear any of your old ones. Well, I guess you'll just have to stay home.
That's what you think. I happen to have a whole closet full of... Look, my clothes are all gone.
Oh, what a pity.
You're so smart.
Hey, where are you going?
Right out here in the hall.
Hey! Hey, let me out of here! Let me out of here, Liz!
Well, that takes care of my competition. Oh, my goodness, what am I going to wear? Oh, I'll see if there isn't something I can wear in George's room.
Open that
That was little Danny Thielen, age 12. Thank you, Danny. You keep on playing like that, and who knows what will happen to you. And now we will hear from Esther Weiss, Zimbel student. Esther, I go look for her. Where is she?
I haven't seen her.
Oh, hello, Mr. Cooper.
Mrs. Cooper.
That's a nice-looking suit you have on.
Oh, do you like it? I thought the pants were a little too long.
Crazy people. Well, I gotta find Esther. Mrs. Cooper, maybe she's in the... would you go look and see if she's in the...
I wouldn't dare in these clothes.
Oh, good. Oh, here she comes now. Hurry up, Esther, hurry up. By the way, where is Mrs. Cooper, Mr. Cooper? The other Cooper, where is he?
Oh, I'm sorry. He asked me to tell you he couldn't get out tonight.
I'm ready.
Oh, good. And now we will hear from Esther Weiss, thimble student.
I am Esther Weiss, age 5 1/2. I will play Beethoven's Ninth Symphony on the cymbals.
All right, Esther, go ahead. Thank you, Esther Weiss. And now for our last contestant, we hear from Liz Cooper at the piano.
Hi, Liz.
George, how did you get here?
I slid down the drain pipe.
That's a lovely dress you're wearing.
Do you like it? The skirt's a little short.
That's my son's suit.
Oh, that's what it is. Hasn't it got an awfully low neckline?
You got it on backwards.
And now for our last contestant, Liz Cooper at the piano.
Last contestant? That's going to be me.
Oh, no, it isn't.
Now, what's going on here? What's the matter, Mrs. Cooper?
That's Mrs. Cooper.
Ach, you're both here. But there's only time for one of you.
Well, which one?
That's something you'll have to decide between you.
I'll play.
That's what you think. Out of my way.
No, wait, come back. You both can't play.
My name is George Cooper.
My name is Liz Cooper.
Age 36.
My name is Liz Cooper.
I'll play humorette.
I'll play way down up on the Swanee River.
But you both can't play at the same time.
1, 2.
No, wait. You could at least play the same tune. One of you change to the other one.
All right.
All right. 1, 2.
That was good. That worked out fine.
Who won, Professor?
You both won. I give you the prize for the best duet. 6 months free lessons with Professor Krausmeier.
George Cooper.
Huh? What's the matter?
You ought to be ashamed.
Hey, what's the idea of slapping me?
That's for the way you acted in my dream.
Oh, what was I doing?
You were smooching with Betty Grable.
Oh, Liz. You know, I was dreaming, too, about you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You were dancing with Gregory Peck, but you don't see me getting angry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where were you in your dream?
Oh, I was out on the patio, smooching with Betty Grable.
Oh! That's for me and Betty Grable. Good night, George.
You have been listening to My Favorite Husband, starring Lucille Ball with Richard Denning, and based on characters created by Isabel Scott Rorick. Tonight's program was produced and directed by Jess Oppenheimer, who wrote the script with Madeline Pugh and Bob Carroll Jr. Original music was composed by Marlon Skiles and conducted by Wilbur Hatch. The part of Katie the Maid was played by Ruth Parrott. Lucille Ball will soon be seen in the Paramount picture Sorrowful Jones. Be sure to listen to Lucille Ball in My Favorite Husband next week. Bob Lamont speaking. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
January 14th, 1949, My Favorite Husband on Classic Radio Theater. Now on
Clint, and
Classic
Smiley
Radio
spend the
Theater,
night
an
in a small
episode
British
of the
hospital
serial
to fully
Speed
recover
Gibson
from the
and
long flight
International
between
Secret
Bermuda
Police.
and the Azores
This goes
without
back
drinking
to
water.
January 14th,
Leeds and Davis are also supposed to be resting
in
up.
this episode,
But during the night,
Hanley,
Clint has a
Stafford,
hunch that
and
all
Gale
is not
Gordon.
well down at the plane. Rousing Speed and Smiley, Clint leads the way to the plane and surprises Leeds in the control room. He gives the excuse that he was working on the altimeter, but Speed hears a ticking sound. It is a time bomb hidden in the plane, and Clint runs to the instrument board, praying that the control wire is there, while Smiley and Speed grapple with Leeds, who frantically tries to escape, and does manage to get out of the plane, but Smiley stops him with a bullet.
I'm winged lead. He's down. Good. Oh, golly, if Clint can only find that bomb wiring. Won't do any good to run. If that bomb goes off, it'll wreck anything within 100 yards of the plane. Hey, the ticking stopped. Clint must have found the wiring all right. You wait here. Wait till I go out and get Lee. Okay, but be careful, Smiley. He might pull a gun on you. I doubt that. He's too concerned about being shot.
What's Speed? Are you all right?
Yeah, Clint. You found the wiring?
Yes. We're set near the altimeter. That's why Leeds slipped his hand in back there to set off the bomb. He must have had it set to give him just enough time to escape.
He didn't, though. Smiley shot him.
He's still alive.
Oh, yes. At least he was making plenty of noise groaning a minute ago.
Good. I want to question him. Leeds started that fire in the baggage compartment, too. But I can't understand how the Octopus gang could have made him obey them. Why, he's been a trusted employee of the International Secret Police.
I'm beginning to think the Octopus gang can do anything. We thought we were through with trouble when we got rid of the Octopus. It looks like we'll have to get rid of every member of his gang before we're really through with trouble.
Yes, it looks that way.
Hey, Clint! Speed! Come on out here!
Coming, Smiley! Let's pile out, Speed. I have an idea that Leeds really needs hospital care now. That'll give us a chance to question him, too.
Did he hurt the plane any?
Not that I can see. I'll have one of the local mechanics check it over thoroughly before we take off for Madeira.
Look, Smiley sitting on Leeds.
He would. Always resting.
I wouldn't call tonight's work any rest cure. 1 minute we're in the hospital, and the next I'm sitting on a killer. Never a dull moment.
Well, we're darn lucky to know what we're doing right now. If Speed hadn't heard that time bomb when he did...
Spare me the unpleasant details. What are we going to do with this Razorback?
Take him back to the hospital with us for treatment and questioning. Can he walk?
Sure. Those groans you hear come from a guilty conscience more than from a creased shoulder. Come on, Balmer, get up. We're going bye-bye.
Now then, now that your wound has been dressed and you're comfortable in bed, do you feel like talking, Leeds?
Go away. I feel rotten. That Sawbones wasn't any too gentle.
Why should the doctor be easy with a fellow who was going to bomb us? I wonder if Davis is in on this, or if he knows that anything has happened at all.
I checked on that when we came in. He was sound asleep.
Sounds like he's okay, then.
Davis doesn't know anything but his navigating.
It would have been better if you'd learned nothing but mechanics, Leeds. When was that time bomb supposed to go off?
Between here and Madeira. Would have blown the plane to bits.
Nice people Chief Riley sends along with us as a crew, huh?
He trusted Leeds, Smiley. Everyone knew him. He's been with us for years and came with the highest credentials.
The Octopus gang must have gotten to him after he'd been working for Chief Riley, huh?
It's hard to say, Speed. The Octopus might have placed him in our organization for just such a time as this. You know, he'll wait years for something to happen, and when it does happen, he's always ready for it. Yes?
Davis, Chief. You send for me?
Oh, yes, come on in.
Excuse me, but I'm still half asleep. Leeds, what's happened to you? Ask what didn't happen to us, including you, Davis. What do you mean?
We surprised Leeds setting a time bomb in the plane. He planned to have it go off when we were on our way to Madeira.
A time bomb? In the plane? But why?
You don't know the real reason for our trip to Africa, Davis. But since plenty of other people seem to know about it and are trying to stop us from reaching there, I think you should know why.
What? Then you mean this isn't just a routine flight to check up on secret police stations in Africa? No, sir. There's a gang who calls themselves the Atlantean Syndicate who we think are swindling the 10 richest fellas in the world, and we're aiming to stop them. And we think it's the Octopus gang. Octopus gang?
Yeah, I see you've heard of them.
Well, who hasn't? Do you mean they're actually operating in Africa?
From all indications, yes. And Leeds here is one of their number.
You can't prove that.
No? Well, we can prove a fire and a time bomb, and it's certain you wasn't just playing when you thought up those nice little things.
Why, I didn't even know that Leeds had left our room.
Clint had a hunch that something was up, Mr. Davis. Otherwise, he would have taken off and been blown up at sea.
Did you hire Lothar and Peters to ambush us in Bermuda, Leeds?
I haven't the slightest idea what you're talking about, Barlow.
It isn't going to do any good to be stubborn, Leeds. They've got enough on you to keep you behind bars for life.
Okay. So you've got the goods on me. Then leave me alone.
Where's your baggage, Davis?
In that closet over there.
Leeds, too?
Yes. Most of the stuff is locked in the plane. But he brought a small grip in here to the hospital.
Mm-hmm. Get it, will you, Speed?
Sure thing. Is this the closet you mean, Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Hey, look. All this isn't going to get you anywhere, Barlow.
We'll see.
Guess this is it. Other one had Mr. Davis' name on it.
Yes, that's the one Leeds was carrying.
Open it.
It's locked.
Where's the key, Leeds?
Why, I must have lost it.
Will you give me that key?
All right, wait a minute. Never mind, Smiley. I have a skeleton key here for just such emergencies. Well, just the usual thing. Socks, shirt.
Here's a wallet, Clint, and a passport.
Let's have it. Identification cards, visas. Yes, everything seems in order.
Sure, it'd be in order. Crooks always see to that.
Looks like we're up a stump, all right. Nothing else in the case.
Oh, those military brushes.
These?
Yes, let me have them.
Hey, look. You've wrinkled my shirts, thrown my socks all over the floor, and shot me in the shoulder. Now, isn't that enough?
Don't you want me to examine these brushes, Leeds?
All I want is for you to clear out of here.
Unfortunately, it is. It's too late to rid yourself of the police.
What are you trying to do to those brushes, Clint?
See if the backs will come off. This one's solid. But this other one, yes, it is removable.
Well, shut my mouth. A nice a cubby hole to carry secret papers in as ever I've seen.
Yes, and there is a paper in it, all right.
Gosh, doesn't make much sense, does it? Numbers.
That's the date, Speed. And look, New York, Bermuda, Azores, and Madeira. They have our route and the dates we land at these places.
If they couldn't stop us from landing.
Madeira.
That means they're laying for us there, too.
We found Leeds out. Maybe that'll end our troubles on the flight at Leeds.
Maybe. But Leeds is going to tell us exactly what to expect, whether he likes it or not.
Hey, look, may I have a glass of water if I've got to go into such a lengthy discussion?
I'll get you one.
Thanks.
Here.
Let me see that piece of paper, Clint. Maybe you overlooked something.
Not much to see, Smiley. Probably means plenty if we knew just how to read it.
You know, Clint, it just shows our fight as far as Madeira. They must have been awful sure we'd never get beyond there.
Say, you think of the cutest things, boy.
That sounds logical. Well, you ready to talk now, Leeds?
Yeah. I'm ready now.
What's he laughing at?
Don't ask me. If I was in his shoes, I wouldn't be laughing.
On the other hand, my young friend, I think you might.
Come on, Leeds. Quit stalling and tell us what you know.
Very well. I've been in the Octopus gang for 5 years, and I've been watching my chance to get you, Clint Barlow, all that time. But I had to be careful. If every one of the secret police suspected me, my usefulness would be ended, and the master would have destroyed me.
Master? You mean the Octopus?
Yeah.
What power does this criminal have over people that he can force them to do his will? Murder. Destruction.
He had a knowledge of psychology that was uncanny, Davis. Almost amounted to hypnotism in some cases.
But I've worked with Leeds for years. I never dreamed that he was anything but a swell fellow. Capable and a good sport.
The Octopus was the most dangerous criminal alive. And now that he's dead, it'll take a long time to destroy the foundations of crime that he has established.
What are you laughing at? Come on, tell me.
You amuse me.
Clint, from the way Leeds is acting, I think the Octopus is still alive and knows we're coming to end the Atlantean swindle. Nobody else would be so set on killing you.
What about it, Leeds? Is the Octopus alive?
You wanted me to tell my story from the beginning, didn't you?
We don't care where you started, just so you tell it. Clint, this fella's stalling for some reason or other. If I didn't know he was going to stay right here, I'd say he was playing for time and a getaway.
I'm admitting everything, am I not? I started that fire in the baggage compartment. I caused your ambush in Bermuda. Emptied the water tanks between Bermuda and the Azores. Too bad I won't see others succeed in Madeira where I've failed.
You won't see, all right. We'll be in jail.
You're wrong there.
Huh?
Clint, what's wrong with Leeds?
Leeds. Leeds.
Thought you'd make me talk. You fools.
He's out cold. Did he faint?
No. No, Speed. He's dead.
Dead? But how? Smiley only gave him a flesh wound.
I was a fool not to have suspected something when he asked for that glass of water.
You mean...
He dropped a poison powder into it. There's still traces of it in the bottom of the glass. Now he'll never talk.
Gosh, and he said we were sure to be stopped at Madeira. From January 14th, 1935, that's Speed Gibson of the International Secret Police on Classic Radio Theater. Thanks for making us a part of your day. Would you visit my webpage, please, classicradio.stream. There you can stream our shows on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, and contact me, classicradio.stream. You can also follow us on social media. The links are there at classicradio.stream. And please thank this radio station, support their advertisers. It is their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on your favorite station. Don't forget that our programs are available by a podcast. If you miss a day, you don't have to miss a show. Just search on all the major podcast applications for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. That's different from what it used to be. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Have yourself a great day. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite radio station.